Koalas diet. Why Eucalyptus is everything. The koala's existence is truly remarkable. It's inextricably linked to eucalyptus leaves. It's not simply that they eat them, it's far more profound than that. Eucalyptus trees are their everything: food, shelter, and even a kind of pharmacy. Koalas rarely venture more than a few meters from their chosen tree, because every aspect of their lives centers around this single resource. The leaves themselves provide almost all the moisture they need, so drinking water isn't always necessary. Stick around. You're about to learn something wild. But first, tap like and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next mind. Even the scent of eucalyptus permeates their fur, acting as a natural insect repellent and camouflaging them amongst the foliage. They've evolved to depend on these trees. Completely without them, koalas simply wouldn't survive. Eucalyptus leaves might seem like a pretty ordinary food source, but they're actually quite extraordinary for one crucial reason: they're incredibly toxic to almost every animal on Earth. That's because these leaves contain high levels of phenols and oils. These compounds are naturally produced by the eucalyptus tree as a defense mechanism against herbivores. Most animals simply can't process them without experiencing severe illness, even death. However, the koala has evolved an amazing ability to not only tolerate but thrive on this unique resource. This specialized diet is a key reason why they've become so uniquely adapted to their environment. The eucalyptus leaves that koalas eat aren't exactly nutritious for most animals. In fact, they contain a cocktail of toxic oils and compounds. These chemicals are a natural defense mechanism for the trees, protecting them from being eaten by other herbivores. But koalas have evolved an incredible adaptation to overcome this challenge: specialized liver enzymes. These enzymes act like tiny detoxifiers, breaking down those harmful toxins into harmless substances that the koala can then process. It's truly remarkable how this allows them to thrive on a food source that would be poisonous to almost anything else. This unique ability effectively grants them exclusive access to an incredibly abundant and reliable food supply. Koalas face a real challenge when it comes to food: eucalyptus leaves. They're incredibly fibrous and contain toxic oils that would make most animals sick. To cope with this, koalas have developed an absolutely remarkable digestive system. Their metabolic rate is exceptionally slow, much slower than ours. In fact, they only process about 1 of the energy they consume. This slow pace allows their gut bacteria to really work its magic, breaking down those tough leaves and, crucially, detoxifying all those harmful oils. It's a truly fascinating adaptation that lets them thrive on what would otherwise be an unsuitable diet. It's fascinating to consider that koalas aren't just munching on any eucalyptus tree they find. They are incredibly selective eaters, exhibiting a real preference for specific species and even varieties within those species. You see, not all eucalyptus leaves are created equal. Some contain significantly higher levels of toxins than others, and the nutritional value can vary greatly too. Koalas have evolved to recognize these differences and actively choose leaves that offer the best balance, minimizing toxin intake while maximizing their energy gain. It's a testament to their adaptation and highlights just how intimately connected they are with their environment. It's truly remarkable how self-sufficient koalas are when it comes to hydration. They almost entirely rely on eucalyptus leaves for their water needs, a fascinating adaptation to life in often arid Australian landscapes. These leaves contain surprisingly high levels of moisture, and koalas have evolved incredibly efficient kidneys that minimize water loss. You'll rarely, if ever, see a koala drinking from a stream or puddle. They simply don't need to. This unique ability allows them to thrive even when access to free, standing water is scarce. Eucalyptus leaves aren't exactly a powerhouse of nutrition. In fact, they're quite low in calories and high in fibrous material that's difficult to digest. Because of this, koalas have developed an incredibly efficient strategy for survival, conserving energy. They achieve this by spending a significant portion of their day, sometimes up to 20 hours, simply sleeping or resting. It's a vital adaptation, allowing them to make the most of what they eat and thrive in their eucalyptus-dominated habitats. Koalas aren't just eating leaves. Their feeding habits actively shape the environment around them. They're incredibly selective eaters, favoring certain eucalyptus species and even specific branches within those trees. This isn't random. They're choosing what to consume based on nutritional value and leaf tenderness. As a result of this selective browsing, they can significantly influence the forest's structure. Some young trees are prevented from growing taller, while others receive an advantage because they aren't being eaten. It impacts seedling growth too. If a koala consistently targets one type of sapling, it can prevent that species from establishing itself in the understory. They're essentially acting as gardeners for the forest, though unintentionally. Koalas have a very specific diet. They rely almost entirely on eucalyptus leaves. This makes them incredibly vulnerable to changes in their habitat. Deforestation is a major problem as forests are cleared for agriculture or development. Koala food sources disappear. Even more subtly, prolonged drought can weaken and kill eucalyptus trees, drastically reducing the amount of foliage available. Without access to these essential leaves, koalas struggle to find enough food and water, impacting their health, reproduction rates, and ultimately population numbers. It's a direct link. Fewer eucalyptus trees mean fewer koalas. The koala's survival is utterly dependent on eucalyptus trees. It's more than just a food source. It's an intricate partnership that shapes every aspect of their lives. They consume roughly 500 grams of eucalyptus leaves each day, but not all species are suitable. Koalas are incredibly selective, preferring only around 30 out of the 700 known eucalyptus varieties. These specific types offer a slightly better nutritional profile and lower toxin levels compared to others. The leaves themselves are low in nutrients and high in toxins, which is why koalas have specialized digestive systems with unique gut bacteria that help them detoxify these compounds. This reliance also means their habitat must be precisely what they need: the right eucalyptus species, growing in sufficient quantities, and at a healthy age for optimal leaf quality. Changes to this delicate balance, deforestation, drought impacting tree health, or introduction of invasive species competing for resources directly threaten koala populations.